So somebody was talking to me the other day about how they were going to stop doing SEO because they did everything right for 3 or 4 years, and they were affected by this last core update. And we started talking and going over the things, and we took a look at the site like we've done with thousands of others. And like we said, it's 80-90% of the time it's the same thing. It's Google shifting understanding, getting more data, and updating and reshuffling and reshifting their understanding of what's going on in a market that obviously will have to affect the SERPs if a SERP is based upon topics and how people use the system. So we kind of came up with a methodology that allows us to easily pull out the sentiment, easily pull out the intent without having to make any real decisions. And that process has kind of been broken down into 3 nights, and we've been writing tools for it. We actually have created something that is ready for people that is essentially, let's click a button and do all the research and be done with it hands-free quickly, so that when we have ranking fluctuations or there's a core update or something else, we can pull the traffic back up right away, and without having to put too much effort. I mean, there's effort always, but not too much. And what's cool is these 3 nights are going to focus on the standard operating procedure we use. We're going to teach this so that everybody understands how to do this with any tool out there free. If they want to, they can do it by hand. I don't ever want to do that. It takes a lot, but I will say back in the day, I did it by hand, and it worked, and it's always kind of worked, even though it shifted quite a bit. So we're going to go over on the first night, we're going to be going over how to really determine who real competitors are, how to make sure that we're optimized, to find those little weird entities that you need to have on your page, those page entity pieces that you would never get out of another keyword tool. Or if you did, you might think it's something like when in cognitive, where you see some weird stuff and you don't understand why they're displaying this. Like, this is a way for us all to know and understand, okay, this is what has to be here. This is why I'm number 5 in the map search. When you tweak that out and you get the right thing there, then you start hitting that 3-pack and hit the organic top 5 too. And when those fluctuations happen, when they drop down, this process is the same process that will pull you right back in there and put you back up there. So we're going to go over that. We're also going to be going over on the second night how to actually go out there and build external backlinks that really do make sense. And at the same time, we will be focusing on what about this past core update and the continued rollouts that's happening has to do with your internal page groupings and anchors and various things, because a lot of what we have seen recently has come down to people not doing their internal stuff properly. And going back again to the external link building, when this process flows, when you do this process the way you should, it's very straightforward, and it's kind of a set of tasks that now you have running orders for your link building as well. And we can talk about what real quality is and why some of these tools that are giving you spam scores and things are a problem. Why we're going out and buying links from PBNs or something that they're calling edits with traffic, search traffic, how they're scamming you to make you think that this is quality when it's actually a manipulation of appearance to make something look better than it is. And so we want to make sure that everyone has the basic knowledge to get ready for what's going to be coming for the rest of the year for NFG. And so we're going to do this over 3 nights. The third night, we are going to go deep into some Q&A along with a couple cool little surprises. And essentially, it's going to come down to, we're going to show you a way to whether everything going forward, whether any updates. We had stuff in a market. I had a site we're going to look at that was doing very well, and we didn't update it for a good year, I think. Yeah, the content I think was a year old in a financial market, and that means that when I see drops for certain queries and certain page types on that site, that's to be expected. And so we're going to look at why those pages dropped and how to push those pages back up on these calls or these webinars. And those tasks and everything, it's super repeatable. And it is what we do every day, all day. We've done in this for years with tweaks going forward, and I feel like Google just keeps making this much easier for us to do rather than making it harder. And so, looking at some of the ways that people are using AI to suck down a ton of traffic, and in some ways that people are using it to shoot them in their foot, like that's all kind of wrapped up into this little simple SOP that's just going to make it very easy for people that are kind of maybe struggling with every update or don't know what to quite do. Like we get a lot of questions when people are on page 2 or they can't move from a position, and it's pretty eye-opening when you take a look and you visually see, okay, oh, it's color-coded, it's right there. It's missing this. Okay, now let's go throw it in there. And so looking forward to it. Those of you that are going to be there with us will have a good time with it, and talk to you soon.